Didn't want to rant about this. I really didn't, but I kind of have to just to get it off my chest. This is ridiculous. It's just so incredibly ridiculous. So, these past all these games, I've had complete idiots on my teams, right? But I cannot tell you how incredibly dumb this season is. So, first off, we have people who are not playing healer, right? And I understand that. I completely understand that. But what that ends up being is us playing with one healer, if that. Sometimes, if not a lot of the times, I'll have so many games where we just run 6 DPS. 6 DPS, one tank, like 4 DPS and 2 tanks, right? And we lose, obviously, because there's no new healer. There hasn't been pretty much a new healer for about 4 seasons, for about the whole game's lifeline. We haven't had a new healer. I will not count Ultron, and I will barely count Invis because she's literally just like Luna 2.0, Cloak 2.0. She is not unique in any way. So it just blows my mind that we haven't had a new healer right now. And frankly, I'm done with it. I've been playing a lot of Borderlands 4, and I'm going to upload some of that. But I literally, I cannot stress enough how done I am with the fact that they have not added a healer. It does not take a single brain cell to figure out that you should have added a unique main healer by now. We don't need Daredevil. We don't need Blade. We need a healer, okay? What they need to do is cancel Daredevil, okay? Just stop that because that's ridiculous. We all know he's going to be a DPS. That's just ridiculous, okay? They need to add a healer. They need to get rid of him. Just a stupid decision, and they need to replace it with a healer, a main unique healer. Now, some people will be like, oh, well, you can only heal so many ways. Some people will be like, oh, well, there's already so many good healers. It's been so long, okay? They've had time to think up a good one. And now, frankly, since there's been no healers for so long, I'm actually quite interested in who they will choose as a healer. Who's next, right? Because if it's an Ultron 2.0 where he does very little healing and can only really do damage, that's the main point of him, I will be blown away after all of the comments that they've literally verbally acknowledged it on video. There is video evidence of them acknowledging people saying we need healers. And if the next healer they add is pathetic, I will be genuinely, for the first time in a long, long time, blown away, surprised. I've seen a lot in my time. I'm not old by any means, but yeah, I've seen a lot. So I will be genuinely, to the bottom of my heart, surprised if the next healer that they add is pathetic and an off healer. With no emotions involved, an off healer is what I'd say. Just they need to add a healer so incredibly badly because season 4 people are genuinely getting used to having no to one healer. We are literally getting used to one heal comps, and you know what happens? We lose every single time because obviously, right? That you need 2 heal. That's a no-brainer. Now, the second point I want to talk about is Psylocke. Now, I've been playing Psylocke recently because she's got nerfed pretty heavily, but I liked Psylocke before and after the nerf. I thought she was really fun. I thought she was really unique. Oh my god. It's pretty bad, okay? The wind shurikens, the return shurikens do nothing. They literally do nothing. Like, like 0 damage, nothing. Now her poke damage, her primary hasn't been changed, so it's still pretty good. Her identity has been changed to pretty much a perma off angler to main choke shooter, poke damage. The problem is there's so many people that already do that. There's so many people that already excel at that, like Hela, Phoenix, and they have fine movement too, if not more fun and better. They can't go invis and dash twice, but it depends on the player. That's a little bit of a specific. It's a nuance. So it's like, in terms of damage, why not play Phoenix? Why not play Hela? Why not play Punisher? Why not play Star-Lord? They all have better alts than Psylocke. They all have better damage than Psylocke. Their movement is pretty much on par with her. You know, it's like, what was the thought process moving it down to 8? Really? And no compensation buffs. None. Zero. Zilch. Not a single compensation buff. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Not one. You're murdering this character. You didn't even do this to Jeff. The rework to Jeff, you can still play him. I played Jeff before and I won a bunch of games. Now, does it suck to have a Jeff on the team? Yeah, it did. But now he has a healing circle just like all the other healers. He's just another bland healer now. So it's like he's still winnable. With Psylocke, your impact has gone down dramatically because your burst damage took a serious hit. Now, like I said before, you still have good poke damage. You do. You do have good poke damage. But right now, in Celestial, I was Celestial 3, got bumped down to Plat because of the rank reset, as you can see. We're not losing because of me. I did all I could, okay? Like you saw on the board, I was doing good. So, unless I was flexing and we got completely destroyed, obviously, because no one in this rank knows how to play DPS properly for some reason. Anyway, enough ranting. Even if I sweat my butt off, even if I'm trying my best and I carry, it doesn't matter because her impact has took a heavy hit, a very heavy hit. They seriously need to give a compensation buff. They need to get rid of that stupid team up. The Emma team up is so stupid. I don't think there's a single person who plays Psylocke and is like, oh yeah, this team up, man, let me tell you, it's the greatest one ever. No, it's useless. It's like, it's so incredibly dumb. They just get rid of it. I don't care if she doesn't have any team ups. I don't care. Okay, what you need to do is get rid of it, and then you need to give a compensation buff. Either buff her damage back, give her a longer invis, give her a stronger dash, or new ability all around. Okay, because this is ridiculous. Now, I understand Psylocke was one of the strongest characters, right? She was running lobbies if you had a good one. I understand that. But it took skill, okay? It's not like Black Panther, and now, let me tell you, I've lorded Black Panther. I've gotten Black Panther to eternity. I'm well aware of how good and bad his character is to a molecular level. So let me tell you, when I say Black Panther is an easy character, I mean it. He is not nuanced. You need some game sense, yeah, but you don't really need that much, because you know what? His escapes aren't even that bad. You either save a dash to get out, or you save a kick, and you know what? It happens a lot, and you'll get away scot-free. And a lot of people say, oh, just chase him. When he gets out and you're alive, just chase him and he won't have any abilities. Well, guess what? He kicked away. He wall ran and then he double jumped out. And now either you have to waste abilities to barely get him, or you have to leave the team to barely get him. It's so easy. He's an easy character. He's an easy character, plain and simple. Psylocke is not an easy character, okay? You have to, she's all aim. So you have to be good at aiming. If you're on console, it's 10 times harder, 50 times harder even, because it's just different. It's harder. And even if you're good at that, you have to have knowledge of when to get in and out, because you're going to be visible. Black Panther isn't really visible. And if he is, it's a bad Panther. Psylocke, a lot of the times, is going to be on an off angle, which is kind of easy to go to because you don't have to go very far from your team, or you can also shoot back at her, and because she's like 250 HP, she's going to get shredded really easily and have to run away. Or she'll use her invis, which she has to get back up by shooting people, because it's a 15-second cooldown. So you're really going to want to shoot people to get that cooldown back. Same with the dashes. She dashes away, you're really going to want to shoot people. And that's a risk because you're going to be engaging. And if you're engaging and you're getting shot at, already low HP, trying to get your cooldowns back, you're probably going to die. So there's a very big finesse to playing her. And I'm not overstating it. She's not like breaking your arms hard, but like there's some serious nuance. Her gameplay loop is nuanced compared to someone like Panther. It's not very nuanced. It's pretty much the same thing again and again and again. And the target priority for Panther is literally just healers. For Psylocke, maybe it's the tanks. Maybe it's the healers. Maybe it's a flanker that you have to peel for your healers. Anyway, I'm not trying to glaze the character. I think this nerf is so unfair. Especially with zero compensation nerfs. It sickens me. You can nerf the character. Fine. Okay. She runs the lobby if you're too good at her. You don't want that? Fine. But why do we still have Bucky, who is completely untouched in damage and getting buffs consistently? Consistently getting buffs. Like, why aren't we nerfing him? You don't want people to run the lobby? Then why is Bucky getting a buff where you can't use movement abilities when he punches you? And you can get hooked across the map and you can get destroyed simply by his gun, and he has like 18 shots if he uses all his abilities, and all his abilities give him overshield. He is incredibly strong, and he hasn't gotten a single nerf in the longest time. And his hook nerf or whatever, where it has a longer cooldown, yeah, let me tell you, you barely feel it. Okay, you barely feel it. You think Bucky doesn't run lobbies? Yeah, okay, buddy. And his primary is way easier to hit. Where Psylocke is this weird 2-burst shotgun where you have to be completely on the target or it's barely going to do any damage. And now you have to be even more accurate because her return shurikens do no damage. Oh my god. Yeah, and I mean Angela is just it's an off tank. It's not a main tank, it's an off tank. So you can't have Angela as the only tank. Even though nobody wants to play tank, nobody wants to play healer. But nobody cares about tanks, so it's like you're often going to have Angela as the single tank sooner than later here in the season 4. And it's not going to work because she can't solo tank. One, because her abilities don't allow it. Her shield is too low HP and it's only guarding you. And her damage is terrible. Especially if that meter in the middle isn't charged for more damage. So I really don't like Angela. I also don't think her gameplay loop is very fun. It's very uninteractive. Okay. That's about it. That's about it. I just wanted to talk about the state of season 4 so far and the games I've had to play and what I've seen and what has been foretold, right? Like, it's very telling of how the future of season 4 and 4.5 will be. I guess how to fix it is buff Psylocke back. They need to give Psylocke buffs. I don't really know. I don't care what they give her, but they need to buff her because right now her character is her impact is way too low. Now I'm saying this, by the way, by the first few games of season 4 I played, I was destroyed by Psylocke. And I'm still saying she needs buffs. And you probably need to crack down on a few things with the player base, even harder, because some of the stuff I see is ridiculous. And, once people figure out Angela, it'd probably be a better character of how to actually play her. I'm just saying she's bad right now because the stuff I've seen so far is not good. And it doesn't work on a celestial level, let me tell you that much. Okay, well, I don't want this to be too long, so I'm going to end it.